Let's talk about 5 ways or more to be back on one's feet and supersize our business after a challenge or a trial or a tribulation or a failure or a setback or an obstacle or a problem, whatever. What are 5 ways to get back on our feet? This is one of those idioms and expressions, to be back on one's feet. That means we're standing up again after we've failed or fallen or had an illness, or we're no longer in a precarious financial situation. Most of us growing our businesses, if you've grown any business of any significance, you know that cash flow is king. It ebbs and flows. So our number one way to pay attention to and get back on our feet after a challenge or a struggle is to focus on our cash flow. Know what our cash flow is. Realize that cash flow is critical. I mean, we can be balance sheet rich and asset rich, but cash poor, and that will stop our business from moving ahead. Number 2, we need to learn the lessons from the challenge or the failure, the setback or the obstacle or whatever it is that we are facing as we overcome it. Think of the pandemic. The businesses that are still existing today and thriving are those that said, whoa, stop, hold the phone, wait a minute. What are we going to do about this? Yeah, that just happened, but now what am I going to do? Not, oh, poor me, I'm dead in the water. It's okay. Where is the opportunity in this situation? What are we going to do about it? Because we're not going to stop and stand still. Number 3, develop the business models that you need to run the business that you're running. The framework, the product, processes, the system, the procedures. Automate what you can. Don't automate everything. Remember, we're still dealing with human beings. I find the most frustrating businesses to interact with personally are those that have gone full automation, where you cannot talk to a human being. Have you ever tried to contact Facebook? Have you ever tried to contact any social media platform? How about the cell phone company? How about your utilities? Utilities have actually gotten better and have human beings that you can get to eventually, but certain industries, certain businesses have automated to the point of absolute incredible frustration. And what's going to happen when AI and more bots come in? It's going to be really interesting. Hopefully customer service will be better, not worse, from those technologies. Address any inefficiencies or problems or things that need to be fixed in your processes or systems or your organization. I think that there's this automatic human tendency to blame people when things go wrong. But in my vast years of experience, and they have been vast, I've found that almost every single time we find a problem or a challenge in our businesses, it's related to a system or a lack of a system or a lack of a process, not the human beings that are involved in it. Or it's that we haven't given the human beings involved in the situation the authority to deal with it in the way that's best at the time. So it's almost never ever a people problem. Now, I will also add that every time in my many, 50 years of business experience, there has been an error or a problem or a challenge or a quality defect in particular. Somebody has known about it, or somebody really should have known about it and said something, but for some reason they held back. Usually it's out of fear because they don't want to lose their jobs, or they don't want to get in trouble, or they don't want to get punished, or whatever. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our culture, which leads to the next thing we need to make sure that we're doing and to get back on our feet, and that's look after our talent. Look after the people that are part of our organization, because they are our most important resource. That includes looking after yourself and drinking protein shakes and things that are good for you, so you have the energy and the things that you need to grow and supersize your business. Now, if you're just doing an online business, there's slightly different things that you want to look at, but I think that those things also apply to all businesses nowadays. We want to pay attention to our overall plan, our marketing plan, we want to have a designated workspace and work hours and time, especially when we're working remotely or online. We want to remember to invest in ourselves, because who we are becoming as leaders will determine the growth of our organization. If we're doing online and even offline, we want to have a group of people that we serve, grow a tribe of people that love our products and services, things like that. So, curious, have you used the expression to be back on your feet again, to be back on one's feet again? Have you gotten back on your feet again? Repeatedly. That's why I'm still here, right? So share in the comments below your experience with this particular idiom, and I will, of course, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, not sure I said that, we'll be back with you tomorrow with Supersize Your Business to share another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? I didn't say where this one comes from because I couldn't find out where it came from. It's a newer phrase or saying. I doubt that it's new because I think it's probably been around since people have gotten ill and recovered and actually gone from a laying to a standing position. I think it's probably been around for as long as humans have been around in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not in English and maybe not to say to be back on one's feet, but we know what it means. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.